Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Hannah, and my talk to you this afternoon is going to be working as a senior instructor at Mill on the Brue Activity Centre. So a little bit about me first then. Who am I? As I said, my name's Hannah. I'm 26. I've been in this industry now for 7 years. My position is a senior instructor at Mill on the Brue Activity Centre in Bruton, Somerset. My favourite colour is purple. I'm a big fan of carrot cake and also the crock wellies. Right, so how did I get to where I am now? How did I get to my senior position? Well, back in high school, I went on a PGL holiday to the south of France, and we did all sorts of water sports. You name it, sailing, sort of snorkeling, kayaking, canoeing, and I had a fantastic time. And I remember while I was out there thinking, wow, this is fantastic. You know, I'm with people who are clearly having, you know, masses of fun. They're getting paid. They're getting a suntan. Wouldn't it be amazing to do something like this sort of later on, sort of when I grow up, as you were? So that was kind of my holiday, and that's what I thought about it, and I kind of left it there. A couple of years later, obviously, I finished high school, and I was in that position. What am I going to do now? Well, I knew that I didn't want to go to university. I knew that I didn't want to work in an office. I did know that I wanted to work outside, and I did know that I wanted to work with children. So it kind of got me thinking back to my holiday, you know, all those thoughts, all those memories of what I'd done. And I thought, well, let's have a go at it. Let's look at how I can get into this career. So I started looking around, and there were kind of three options, three routes I came up with to take. There was the training instructor route, where I could go into a company and sort of get trained up that way, or there was the fast track instructor scheme, which is again sort of is paying money and getting my qualification, sort of really condensed course, or it was going back to education. And for me, I wanted a little bit more knowledge about the industry before I went into it. I wanted to know kind of what I was going to get into and what it was all about, really. So I chose the education route, and I looked round at different sort of colleges to me because I wanted to stay relatively local to where I was, and I found Kingston Morwood in Dorchester. I looked at the courses they offered, and the first course I looked at was their leisure and tourism course. It was a GMVQ, and all it really required was enthusiasm. And I thought, great, brilliant start. It's going to be a year's course, and all I've got to do is kind of enjoy myself. So I did that course, and I had great fun. And at the end of it, I thought, right, what do I do now? You know, I've done this year's course. I've not quite got anything that I feel that I can go into the industry with yet. What am I going to go on to now? And they offered another course, which was a BTEC in outdoor activities. So I thought, great, well, it's another year's course, another year of fun. You know, I'll sign up and do that. So I signed up, did the year's course, and kind of got a little bit more understanding about the industry, what it entailed, and I found sort of my sort of niches as well. You know, I found out that I really enjoyed the climbing side of it and the canoeing. So I did that course, and then I was like, again, sort of, you know, finished, what am I going to do now? And the last course they kind of offered was the outdoor instructor, which was an MVQ2, and the great thing about that one was that it gave me a contract with PGL. So not only when I finished the course, you know, did I come out with a qualification, I could go straight into sort of employment. So you know, that's what I did. And while I was at college, because I'd sort of learned a little bit more about what I enjoyed, I went for the canoeing instructor role in the Ardèche with them. So I finished my course, and I remember sort of standing on Euston Station, and I stood there thinking, my goodness, what am I doing? You know, I've done 3 years at college now. I've had a fantastic time, and here I am in a position. I'm about to go off and be a canoeing instructor in the Ardèche. And all my fears were sort of put to rest. I got out there, and full training was given, and I had the most amazing time. It was great fun, fantastic people. You know, I was working in a limestone gorge, so every day of the week on grade 2 sort of moving water with groups. You know, nothing more I could ask for. I think in every outdoor centre that you go to, it's a work hard, play hard kind of ethos. And that's very true for this one, but it's true for everyone. And, you know, you do work hard and you do play hard and you get massive rewards out of it. Now, I did that for 2 summers. You know, I worked my summer, I came back, did a little bit of winter work, went back out there. At the end of the 2nd summer, I realised I needed to get a proper job. Now, it's not to say that what I was doing wasn't a proper job, but you're having all this fun, you're working this amazing gorge, and then you're going to say, oh, right, okay, season's finished, I've now got to go back, find a little bit of filler work, and then come back again. Well, I've got a car to run, I've got bills to pay, you know, I've got other things that I needed to do as well, and I wanted to look for something that was going to be a little bit more permanent than what I'd already got. So I started looking around and looked at magazines, looked at websites, sort of like outdoor jobs, and I came across Brue Activity Centre. Now, Brue Activity Centre is in Bruton in Somerset, and they were advertising for multi-activity instructors. Now, it was going to be a different role to what I had been doing, because out in France, I've been a canoeing instructor, and that's pretty much what I've been doing every day. But here, they were asking me to instruct, you know, a group of children from the Monday to the Friday in all sorts of activities. So not only would it be doing sort of the high ropes, the zip wire, the canoeing, but also sort of some of the other things they do. They've got a massive environmental side to them. So making pizzas in their clay oven, taking children to the organic gardens and getting them to sort of pick the vegetables ready for sort of supper that evening. It also gave me a chance, working in that environment, to build up a massive sort of trust base with the children and relationship. Because I was with them all week, I was then able to sort of adapt my sessions to help those groups achieve sort of their aims and objectives that they wanted to throughout the week. There's lots and lots of different groups that we work with at Mill on the Brue. Our bread and butter really is year 6. And then within that, you've got the other primary year groups as well. Youth groups, birthday parties, groups with learning disabilities, so the sort of Deaf Society, the Blind Society, management and corporate groups, and also during the summer we have 6 weeks of individuals. So that's children that come over from all over from England, and also from other parts of the world. We sort of get sort of mostly from Europe, sort of from Russia, from America, and they come over without teachers, without parents, we keep them for the whole week, and, you know, masses and masses of fun. And it's almost loco parentis, okay? We take the role of their parents, so we make sure that they do everything throughout their week. Now, I did that role for 18 months, and sort of at the end of the 18 months, my manager came and saw me and said, look, well, there's a position for a senior instructor for the summer. Are you interested? Well, it wasn't a question I needed to be asked twice. You know, there's not many chances that, you know, a next rung on the ladder comes along in a small sort of family-run company. So I said, yeah, of course, yeah, massive, yeah, great. So I did that for the summer, and at the end of the summer, they said, well, look, the role is yours if you want to take it on. Would you like to? And again, I didn't need to be asked twice. I jumped at the chance, and that's kind of where my role has been. So how has my role then changed from being an instructor to being a senior instructor? Well, I'm now heavily involved in the training side of it. So every single new member of staff that comes through the operations department, I help train up with the other senior instructors and our management team. I pass on my knowledge of the activities that we run, my knowledge of the industry, and I get to steal theirs as well. You know, this industry is fantastic because you're forever learning. I don't think there's anybody that's passed through our doors that I thought, you know, actually that's really good, I'm going to steal that, I'm going to put it in my toolbox. And you suddenly find yourself sort of dragging it out on a canoeing session or on high ropes or sort of on sort of the environmental side, because you're just using other people's knowledge all the time. Supervision. I'm not only kind of supervising myself now, I'm supervising and overseeing instructors when they're running sort of on the groups and the running of the groups. Mill on the Brue has a fantastic high client return base, and when I'm sat in the teachers' talks with them, I find myself we're talking about what they did last summer, what they've got coming up. You know, nothing to do with what the group are about to do this week, because it is like sitting down with old friends, and that's a fantastic environment to work in. And also to the general day-to-day running of the centre, you know, making sure that break time has been scheduled and that things have been rigged for the next group who are doing this, or somebody's there at the bottom of the zip wire to help out. Now, every job has its highs and lows, okay? In this photo, we've got the operations manager, the centre manager, 2 senior instructors, and in the background, my director. We were at work when it was obviously been snowing, and we thought, you know, we've done enough work. Let's take a kayak out on the grass toboggan slope and see what will happen when we stick 4 of us on it and career down the hill. It wasn't pretty first time round, but the second time round, I think we kind of got the balance of it all. But, you know, it's good fun, okay? It's rewarding. The difference you get when groups start, from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, is massive. And to know that you've been part of that is fantastic. It really is. Good pay and perks. Obviously, the more rungs on the ladder you step on, as you go up in the industry, your pay is going to increase. And also, the perks as well, you know. If I've got something on and I've sort of said, oh, you know, I've got this on, you know, I'm sort of giving a little bit of leeway on it. I've got a full contract throughout the year. As I said, when I worked in South France, obviously when the season finished, my contract finished. But now, when the clients go home, I've still got a job seeing me through December straight into January. So I don't have to worry about getting something that's going to take me, you know, fill me in for that sort of time. I'm surrounded by like-minded people. And I think that slide kind of shows it. You know, people want to go out, people want to have fun. I've kind of, you know, sort of covered the highs there. There are a couple of lows, you know, sort of no bones about it. Responsibility. It's a bit of a double-edged sword. When I was an instructor, I was responsible for myself. Now that I'm a senior instructor, I'm responsible for myself and also the instructors under me to make sure that they're happy in what they're doing and that everything's running as it should be. Long hours. Right, in the summer, my hours can shoot up, but this industry is not a 9-to-5 job, okay? It swings and roundabouts, and sometimes I'll get into work at 8 o'clock, and I'll be gone by 5:30. Sometimes I won't be gone till sort of 7:30, but you kind of take the rough with the smooth, and that's the way it is. The last thing that I put down on my highs and lows was a suntan. Okay, there's not many jobs that you can go out and go, oh, I got sunburnt at work today, all right? You do get a fantastic tan during the summer. The only thing that's a low about it is I've not worked out how to get rid of my T-shirt tan lines, okay? It's something that you will come across, I can guarantee. My development then, where do I go to now? Well, I could sit back and relax and go, do you know what? Yeah, I'm relatively happy. I'm good pay. I'm happy, I'm surrounded by like-minded people. I might just relax in the job position that I've got. But I don't want to. I want to know what my next step. And logically, that's going to be chief instructor. And I need to look at how do I get there. I aim every year to do 1 new qualification. Okay, it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me in contact with the different national governing bodies. I'm in the process of doing my summer mountain leaders. I'm going towards my 4-star canoe, and also to keep on top of my soft skills, okay, the reviewing side of things, child protection, working with groups with disabilities, and how you can sort of get them involved into what we already offer. This job has lots of playtime, lots and lots of it, okay. I said we were surrounded by, or I was surrounded by like-minded people, and it's not all work. In December, we went up to Scotland, and we went up there to log some time for our walking. Well, there was so much snow up there. It was coming up sort of thigh deep that we thought, well, why do this? Let's just go skiing. So we went skiing instead. During Easter, a group of us went to Guernsey and climbed. Numerous paddle trips down to Dartmoor and Wales, and in fact, I think it is, this time next week, I'll be on my way to Morzine, out in France, to go skiing again. There's a group of us that have bonded really, really well, and for the last 3 years now, every January, we've gone skiing. And it's been surrounded by like-minded people that makes a massive difference to what you do outside of work. Also, we've got loads of crags round near us in Somerset, so sometimes when you finished early, you pack your bottle of Ribena, your favourite bag of Haribo, and you head out to the crag, log a couple of routes, and it's nice, it's chilled out, it's better than going back and watching the TV. Right, in doing this, my last slide, I thought, well, okay, well, how can I finish this up? And I thought, well, what if somebody came to me now and said, right, Hannah, with all the knowledge that you've got now, we're going to transport you back to when you finished high school and you've got your time again. Is there anything you would now do differently? and I thought about this, and there are a few things that I would do differently, but in general, I'm happy with the route I took into the industry. Okay, for me, going back into education worked. I'm pleased that I learned a little bit more about the industry before I jumped into it. But then on the flip side of that, if I'd done the fast-track instructor scheme, I could have done the intensive course and had 2 years' worth of experience after that. So I would have had sort of 9 years' worth of experience in the industry now. If I'd done the trainee apprenticeship scheme, it pretty much would have worked out the same as well. So I would have had 2 extra years' worth of experience. My experience and qualifications worked well. Okay, so as I progressed through my education and the experience that I've had in the industry, doing the qualifications alongside the experience worked. The only thing that I would, if I had my time again, that I would be far better at is keeping a logbook. Okay, when you're at college, your college lecturers, your tutors say, "Oh, keep a log of that," and you think, "Yeah, whatever, you know, I'll remember it." But trust me, when you come to doing your single pitch award or your mountain leaders award, and they're asking for 15 lead climbs, 20 walks, and you think, "Oh, I've done that," can you remember them? All right, keep a little logbook. Every time you put your boat in a puddle, every time you step on a molehill, write it down, because it will pay dividends in the end, I promise you. It really, really will. Well, I think I've spoken for long enough now, and it's getting a little bit warm up here. So, guys, if you would like to fire any questions, then go for it.
You've given us a great presentation on what it's like and your career path. Now, you work for what was it fair to call Mill on the Brue a small independent centre, or smaller independent centre? And you've worked for large companies as well. What would you say is the main difference?
Gosh, the main difference, I mean, obviously working with a bigger company, you're surrounded by far more people. Working within a smaller company, I think you learn far more about it. And that's not to say that I didn't with the bigger companies, but there's more opportunity for getting into sort of moving up the ladder, I think, as it were.
Thank you very much.